You've spent months, maybe even years, slowly building up a 6-month supply of emergency food. You've hit the sales, researched long-term storage, and picked out things you think your family will need. But let me ask you something. In a real crisis, power's out, stress is through the roof. Could you actually find what you need in this? A disorganized pantry isn't just messy, it's a critical flaw in your plan. When every second and every calorie counts, food gets lost, it expires, and it becomes totally useless. You don't have time to play a high-stakes game of Jenga with dented cans or wonder if that mystery bag of rice in the back is still good. A messy pantry is a magnet for waste and pests, and it piles stress onto an already stressful situation. It's a setup for failure. But it absolutely doesn't have to be that way. Today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide to turn that chaos into a streamlined machine. We're going to build a system so you know exactly what you have, can grab it in a second, and have total peace of mind. This isn't about getting cute, matching containers for Instagram. This is about function, safety, and survival. Let's get to it. This guide is broken down into 4 essential missions. We're going to live by a simple but powerful mantra: declutter, systematize, solidify, and rotate. First, we'll get our hands dirty and attack the mess by decluttering and creating a master inventory. Second, we'll design a logical system for your space using zones and categories. Third, we'll look at the best storage gear to protect your investment. And finally, we'll put a rotation plan in place so nothing ever goes to waste. By the end of this, your pantry will be your biggest asset, not a liability. Part 1. The Declutter and Inventory, the Great Reset. Alright, the first step is always the toughest, but it's the most important. You have to take everything out. And I mean everything. Empty every shelf, pull out every box, clear out every single corner. We're calling this the Great Reset. I know it feels like a huge task, but it's the only way to see what you're really working with. While everything is out, give your shelves and the whole area a deep clean. We're creating a totally clean slate. Now with your entire food supply camped out on your floor or counters, it's time to play triage. Make 3 piles: keep, discard, and donate. The discard pile is for anything that's clearly a goner. Look for cans that are swollen, badly dented, rusty, or leaking. Check for any packaging that pests have gotten into. Be ruthless here. If you have to ask yourself, is this still safe? The answer is no. It's not worth the risk. Toss it. Next is the donate pile. This is for food that's perfectly good, but you know deep down your family is never going to eat it. Remember that case of canned beets you bought because it was a great deal, but everyone in your house hates beets? In a high-stress situation, forcing picky eaters to stomach food they dislike is a recipe for terrible morale. Be honest with yourself. It's much better to donate those items to a local food bank now and replace them with things you'll actually be happy to eat. The golden rule of a working pantry is store what you eat and eat what you store. Finally, we have the keep pile. This is the good stuff, the foundation of your emergency supply. As you handle each item, now is the perfect time to start your inventory. Grab a notebook or fire up a spreadsheet. For every single item you're keeping, write it down. You need the item name, the quantity, and, most importantly, the expiration or purchase date. I like to take a permanent marker and write the purchase year right on the can or package. This inventory list is the brain of your whole operation. Yes, it takes time, but it will make every other step 10 times easier. Don't skip it. A proper inventory tells you what you have, what you're missing, and what you need to use soon. Part 2. The System, Creating Zones and Categories. Okay, you've got a clean space and a full inventory list. It's time to build the system. A truly organized pantry isn't about just cramming things in where they fit. It's organized with logic. We do that by creating categories and zones. First, group all your keep items into broad categories. The usual suspects are grains, rice, pasta, quinoa, proteins, canned tuna, chicken, beans, canned fruits and veggies, fats and oils, baking supplies, and drinks. And don't forget non-food categories. Things like hygiene supplies, first aid, and cooking fuel need a home too. Once your categories are sorted, you're going to assign zones in your pantry. A zone is just a dedicated spot for one category. For instance, you'll have a grain zone, a canned veggie zone, and a protein zone. If you've got the room, you can get even more specific, like a breakfast zone with oatmeal and powdered milk, or a hydration station with your water filters and electrolyte powders. How you lay out these zones is key for safety and ease of use. Put your heaviest items, I'm talking bulk water jugs, 25-pound bags of rice, and big buckets of wheat, on the bottom shelves or the floor. This stops shelves from collapsing and keeps a heavy bucket from falling on your head. The items you'll need most often or want to grab in a hurry should be right at eye level. This is the perfect spot for things like ready-to-eat meals, snacks, and your trusty manual can opener. Here's a pro tip. Think in meal kits. Group ingredients for a single meal together in one bin. For example, a box of pasta, a jar of sauce, and a can of chicken can all live in the same container. In an emergency, you just grab the bin and go. You're not hunting through 3 different zones for one meal. This kind of planning seriously reduces your mental load during a crisis, and that is priceless. Part 3. The tools. Smart storage solutions. The right containers do more than just hold your food. They protect it from its 4 mortal enemies: pests, moisture, light, and air. Spending a little on good storage is an investment in the safety and lifespan of your food. For bulk dry goods like rice, beans, oats, and flour, food-grade 5-gallon buckets are the gold standard. Do not leave these items in their original paper or plastic bags. A determined mouse will see that as a welcome mat. Pair these buckets with gamma seal lids. They screw on and off for easy access while creating an airtight seal that makes them nearly indestructible. For ultimate protection, you can seal your food in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber first, and then place the bag inside the bucket. The Mylar protects from air and light, while the bucket is your armor against pests and damage. For smaller amounts that you use more regularly, glass jars with tight-fitting lids are fantastic. They're airtight. You can see what's inside at a glance, and they keep critters out. You can even vacuum seal things in glass jars for extra long freshness. And don't forget your canned goods. Sure, they're tough, but stacking them in wobbly pyramids is just asking for a noisy disaster. If it's in your budget, commercial can rotating racks are amazing. They use gravity to automatically enforce that first in, first out rule we'll talk about in a minute. You can also find tons of DIY plans online to build your own wooden rotators, which can be a great weekend project. If racks aren't an option, just line your cans up on the shelf. Consistency is what matters. Finally, label everything. And I mean everything. Use a label maker or just masking tape and a marker to clearly label every single bucket, bin, and jar with its contents and the date you bought it. In a low-light emergency, you need to be able to identify things instantly. You might think you'll remember what's in that plain white bucket. I promise you, 3 years from now, you won't. Good labeling is completely non-negotiable. Part 4. The process. Rotation and upkeep. Your pantry is not a museum. It's a living, working system that needs a little bit of maintenance. The single most important habit for a healthy pantry is first in, first out, or FIFO. The principle is dead simple. Use your oldest stuff first. When you buy a new can of beans, it goes to the back of the line. The older cans already on the shelf get moved to the front. This guarantees you use food long before it expires, which completely eliminates waste and saves you money. To make this actually happen, set a simple, repeating reminder on your calendar. Every 6 months, do a mini audit. Grab your inventory sheet and do a quick spot check of your stock. Look for anything that's getting close to its best buy date. Those are the items you should consciously work into your meals over the next few weeks. This is the real beauty of the store what you eat philosophy. Rotation isn't about choking down survival food. It's about seamlessly weaving your pantry items into your normal diet. When you use a can of tomatoes from your emergency stock for dinner, you just add 1 can of tomatoes to your next grocery list to replace it. That's it. Your supply is constantly being refreshed, and you're always eating food that's well within its prime. This regular checkup also lets you inspect for any problems. Look for signs of pests, moisture, or any damaged containers. Catching a small leak or a torn bag early prevents it from becoming a catastrophe that wipes out a whole section of your supply. An organized pantry is only useful if it stays organized, and a little bit of regular maintenance is all it takes. Now, take a step back and just look. What was once a source of hidden stress is now a picture of order and security. Every item has a designated home. The heavy stuff is safely on the bottom. Your most used items are right at your fingertips. Your buckets are sealed and labeled. Your cans are in neat rows, and your inventory list tells you the story of your supply at a single glance. This is so much more than a clean closet. This is a functional, efficient system you built for resilience. In an emergency, you won't be scrambling or guessing. You'll be able to walk into this space, even in the dark, and confidently grab exactly what you and your family need. This is what real preparedness feels like. It's not about fear. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have a solid plan and a system you can count on. You've successfully turned a potential weak spot into one of your greatest strengths. By following those 4 steps, declutter, systematize, solidify, and rotate, you've created a pantry that is efficient, safe, and ready for whatever comes your way. You took your investment in supplies and backed it up with the most valuable tool there is, organization. This system gives you more than food. It gives you peace of mind. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest organizational challenge you're facing in your own pantry? Do you have any favorite storage hacks? Share them in the comments below. Your tip might be exactly what someone else needs to read. If you found this guide helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more in-depth prepper content. Building a resilient life is a journey, and we're all in it together. Stay safe and stay organized.